In this video, I'm going to discuss the latest application rate for BTO and SBF of July 2025. Let's start with a BTO application rate for 3-room and bigger flats. For Bukit Merah, if we compare the numbers today versus yesterday, there are around 300 more applicants that just applied yesterday. So the application rate for first-timer families for 4-room yesterday was 1.3. Now it's 1.6. And for 4-room second-timer families, yesterday was about 8.0 something, but now it's 9.4. Interestingly, for 3-room at Bukit Merah, actually the application rate for first-timer families is exactly the same at 0.4. The only thing that is moving slightly is the second-timer families. Yesterday, the application rate was about 6, but now as you can see, it's 7.2. Now let's talk about Bukit Panjang. For Bukit Panjang application rate, actually the numbers doesn't change much versus yesterday. So for 3-room first-timer families, yesterday was 0.7, now it's 0.8. And then for 4-room, yesterday it was 1.3, now it's 1.4. And for 5-room, yesterday it was still 1.0, but now becoming 1.2. Now let's talk about Clementi Emerald. So for Clementi Emerald, the numbers did not change much for 3-room. So yesterday was 0.7, today is still 0.7 as well. But for 4-room flat, yesterday was 2.1, and then today is 2.4. So there has been some additional applicants who applied for 4-room in this project. Same goes with Sembawang Beacon. The numbers only changed a little bit versus yesterday. So for example, for 3-room first-timer families, yesterday was 1.0, now it's 1.1. Yesterday, 4-room was 0.8, now it becomes 1.0. And for 5-room and Gen, yesterday this was 0.4. Now it moves slightly a bit to 0.5, but overall you still stand a good chance if you want to apply for 5-room or 3-gen at Sembawang Beacon. Now for Simei Symphony, we are seeing more significant jump because yesterday for 4-room flat it was around 4.7, but now it already jumped to 5.5 for 4-room flat first-timer families. And for 5-room flat, yesterday this was 5.6, but today it becomes 6.6. Definitely there are more applicants who applied to this particular project. Same goes with first-timer families. So yesterday for 4-room flat, this was I think 18 something. Yesterday for 5-room flat, it was around 33. Now it becomes 37.3. So indeed, there is a significant jump for Tampines Simei Symphony. I think the numbers will continue to climb until the end of the sales period. Now for Toa Payoh Essen, actually the incremental for 3-room is not that big. So yesterday it was 1.4, but today it was 1.6. However, note that there is a significant jump for 4-room application rate because yesterday this was still 4.2, but now it becomes 5.1 for 4-room first-timer families. So indeed, we are seeing significantly more interest for this Toa Payoh Essen. How about for second-timer families? Similar jump. So I think yesterday this 3-room second-timer families was around 23, but now it's already beyond 28. And then yesterday 4-room second-timer families was around 17. Now it becomes 20.6. So take note if you are still keen on Toa Payoh Essen, the competition is quite high. So for Woodlands North Grove, the numbers is pretty much the same with yesterday. So if you see the number here, the number from yesterday was just all of the number here for first-timer families just minus 0.1. So for example, this one now it's 1.1, yesterday was 1.0, etc. If we talk about the overall median for first-timer families, yesterday it was 1.0, but as of today it has become 1.2. And for second-timer families, yesterday the median was 7.3, but today it has grew to 8.1. Okay, now let's move on and talk about the application rate for 2-room flexi BTO flats. So let's talk about the seniors first. The biggest jump that I am seeing is for Bukit Merah. So yesterday the application rate was 1.6, but now it's 1.9. And then for Clementi Emerald, it was 2.5 yesterday, but now it becomes 3.0. And for Tampines Simei Symphony, for seniors yesterday it was 3.4, now it jumps to 3.8. And then the rest is just only change marginally for Bukit Panjang and Sembawang. For first-timer families, two-room flexi application rate did not move much. Now for first-timer singles, for Bukit Merah, yesterday it was 5.3. Now it becomes 6.0. Now for Bukit Panjang, for first-timer singles, yesterday this was 20.7, but today it becomes 22.2. But then take note that for first-timer singles, the allocation at Bukit Panjang is very small. For first-timer singles, Clementi, yesterday it was 6.7 if I'm not mistaken. So now it becomes 7.1. So definitely a lot of interest for Clementi. Now, Sembawang is interestingly the biggest jump for first-timer singles because yesterday it was only 4.0, believe it or not, but today it jumps to 5.1, so that's a watch out. For Tampines Simei Symphony, for first-timer singles, yesterday this was 33.3, but today it has become 36. For second-timer families, two-room flexi BTO application rate is almost identical. The only significant difference that I am seeing is for Sembawang. So yesterday this was 0.8 and today the application rate is 1. Okay, now let's discuss the application rate for SBF and let's start with 3-room and bigger flats. For Ang Mo Kio, the application rate is almost similar versus yesterday. The biggest jump that I am seeing is for Ang Mo Kio 4-room for second-timer families. Yesterday, it was still around 28, but now it has jumped to 34.5. For first-timer families, 4-room, it only increased a little bit. So yesterday was 1.3, today it's 1.6. So regarding the next set of towns, the key difference that I'm seeing right now is for Bishan 4-room. Yesterday, first-timer families was 2.8, but now it has jumped to 3.4. Okay, next, let's move on to the next set of towns. The key difference I want to call out would be for Bishan. For Bishan SBF, 4-room first-timer families, this one yesterday was still at 2.2. But as of today, it has jumped to 3.4. So definitely there are a lot of interest and limited supply. But then the rest of the other towns, the numbers for first-timer families only move probably just about like 0.1 versus yesterday. So there's not much movement. Now for second-timer families, the application rate definitely swing a little bit more extreme because the limited supply. So roughly for second-timer families, the numbers that you're seeing here is about 5 to 10 points higher versus yesterday. Next for Geylang, for first-timer families, 3-room is pretty much the same, but for 4-room, the numbers today is 0.2 higher versus yesterday. The biggest swing would be for 5-room because yesterday it was still at 0.8, but now for first-timer families, SBF 5-room in Geylang, it has become 1.3. Now for Hougang, we are also seeing some incremental. So for example, for first-timer families, SBF 4-room, yesterday this was still at 4.1, but today it has become 5.4. For Jurong East and West, the application rate is pretty much the same versus yesterday. 3-room even exactly the same. For 4-room and 5-room is just 0.1 more versus yesterday. For Kallang Whampoa, also the swing is not that much. For 3-room and 4-room, pretty much the same versus yesterday. The key difference would be for 5-room. Yesterday, this was still at 2.2, but now it has become 2.4. So if you are keen to get a 4-room flat, first-timer families in a mature town, Kallang Whampoa actually still has a lot of available units for you to grab. For Pasir Ris, yesterday this was 3.7, today it's 4.8, so definitely quite a lot of interest for Pasir Ris with limited supply. So for Punggol, 4-room yesterday was 4 point something, but now today has become 5.7. For Queenstown, the numbers only grew slightly. So yesterday for first-timer families, both 3-room and 4-room was 0.4, but today it's 0.6. So if you are keen on Queenstown, you still have a good chance. For Sembawang, Sengkang, and Serangoon, the swing is not that big, probably about 0.5 difference versus yesterday. Now the big jump that I'm seeing is for Tampines. So for example, for 4-room, yesterday it was still at 3.5. Same goes with 5-room, but now both has reached 4.1. So definitely there are a lot of interest for Tampines. So for Tengah, the numbers only grew slightly, about 0.1 or 0.2 difference versus yesterday. So Tengah also still have a lot of supply if you are interested in this area. Toa Payoh, not much difference except for 4-room. Yesterday, first-timer families is at 1.1. Today is at 1.4 for Toa Payoh 4-room. For Woodlands 4-room, now it has become 2.0. Yesterday was still at 1.7, so there is some movement there. So for Woodlands 5-room also the numbers change a little bit. Yesterday was 2.3 for 5-room. Today it has become 2.7. Next for Yishun, the changes are very small for first-timer families, just about 0.1 or 0.2 more versus yesterday, so not much. If we look at the median, yesterday was 1.1, but today it has become 1.3. So overall, still manageable. Now let's talk about the application rate for 2-room flexi SBF flats. So for seniors, the numbers roughly change like +1 versus yesterday. So if you see here for Ang Mo Kio seniors, yesterday was 5 point something, today has become 6 point something. Bedok was like 9 point something, now it's 10.2, etc. The more dramatic change, I would say, is for first-timer singles. So for example, Geylang yesterday was still at 95, but then today is already 113, so quite a significant difference. Yesterday, Hougang was 144. Today, it has become 158. Even for Jurong East and West, right? For singles, yesterday, it was still 107. Today, it has become 119. For Kalang Whampoa, the jump is 20 points. So yesterday, it was 152, but today, it has become 172. So I think for for SBF first-timer singles is very tough lah. Probably, maybe better luck to apply for BTO, especially for first-timer singles. Next set of towns for seniors, the changes are about 2 to 3 points versus yesterday, so not much difference. For first-timer families, it's pretty much standstill, not much movement because this is 2-room flexi SBF. For first-timer singles, Tengah and Toa Payoh yesterday was about 10 points lower. For Woodlands first-timer families, yesterday was 19 something. Now it has grew over 200. This is crazy. Guys, please, first-timer singles, if you haven't applied yet, I think SBF is very tough lah. Maybe try in BTO. Overall, if we look at the median, for seniors yesterday was 5.6. Now it has become 6.5. Last but not least, here is the application rate for community care apartments. Okay guys, so that is today's application rate. If you are interested to know what is the application rate for tomorrow, come back to this channel. To get exclusive contents and support my work, click the join button to be part of the online family. Your support means a lot to keep us independent. Don't forget to join the membership and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye!